Good morning, everybody. And as the sun slowly rises in the east, but then it's becoming obscured by clouds. Yeah, we're going to have rain here in just a little bit. I'd like to give you a warm welcome to Testy Tuesday. Yep, this is when we test your incredible knowledge of the scriptures and see what you've learned so far, and maybe some things you already know from your own reading. But hey, let's have a go at it. We're going to have our Old Testament lesson come from the book of Deuteronomy. Now, if you've been following along for a while, and we've been in and out of Deuteronomy quite a few times, you probably have heard me mention this. The name of the book really is literally two Greek words that come together. Deuteronomy. What does Deuteronomy mean? Okay, does it mean sacred name? Does it mean second law? Does it mean dutiful living? Or does it mean the bills make me want to shout? Yeah, see, I'm giving this one away, right? Because it's not that last one. But hopefully they will make us all shout this year, right? Along with the Steelers. Hey, come on. Be a nice little AFC championship game, wouldn't it? All right. So what is it? Deuteronomy, does it mean sacred name? Second law, dutiful living, or the bills make you want to shout? I think the rooster is saying the bills make you want to shout. No, it is second law, literally second law. And what it is, it's kind of a rehashing of all the things that have gone on in Exodus, Leviticus, and Numbers. All right, all the different laws that have been laid out before the people in those three books of the Bible. And it's kind of a strange deal in that it's put together as one long, well, you can call it sermon or speech by Moses to the people just before he dies. And this really does tell us that Moses didn't write the whole Pentateuch. All right, that's kind of, folklore type of stuff that, yeah, Moses did it. It's possible he wrote a lot of it. Did he actually write it down? Did someone remember what he said and wrote it down? That's probably more likely. But no, he couldn't have, because, come on, how can you write about your own death and where you're buried or not buried? Nobody knows where Moses was buried. Or was he buried? Hey, that's something to think about too. Because there is a little bit of legend that says he was taken up into heaven just like Elijah was. Yeah. Okay, that's another story for another day. But what about this Deuteronomy? Our lesson for this coming Sunday comes from the 30th chapter, so we're right there at the end. And we're using verses 15 through the end of the chapter. I want to read just a portion of it. See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in his ways, and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous. And the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But here's the opposite. But if your heart turns away, and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing into the Jordan to possess. And I call heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him and holding fast to him. For that means life to you and length of days, so that you may live in the land the Lord swore to give to your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Okay, I just read the entire Old Testament lesson for this Sunday. But you see what's going on there? It's choose this or choose that. Choose this. Hey, you know what? God's going to cause you to flourish. And you will be blessed. Go the other direction? bad things are going to happen. Now, it's very likely and possible that this book of Deuteronomy was put together after the return of the people from exile in Babylon. And so we all know that leading up to that point, there had been good kings and bad kings, marvelous victories and tremendous horrible defeats in battle. So a lot of good and bad has happened, and all this has played out in the history of Israel. And it's very important to note that as you're reading the Old Testament, when you get to Deuteronomy, then you move on to Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and the Kings. All right? Keep in mind, these are all part of a history package that's been put together that really spells out a very important theological viewpoint that many of the people back in the exile in Babylon and afterwards held fast to. And that is, we've really messed up. And you know why? It's because we haven't obeyed God. So, if we now return, repent, and we obey, then things are going to be turning out more in our favor. And if we don't, we're going to perish. And again, that word perish just means we're going to wither away. We're just going to return to dust, and that's it. Done. Finished. Kaput. No more promises. So, yeah, Deuteronomy. One long sermon. Oh, my goodness. Let's see, 32. I want to see how many chapters long is it. It's 34 chapters long. That's one long sermon. Yeah. I think it's compiled together by a bunch of editors who had these things that Moses spoke to the people and said, okay, we're putting it all together. This is it. And they start what's called the Deuteronomic history at this point, from everything that Moses said about the law. And, oh yeah, one other thing about the law. We almost should stop calling it the law, because it really is better translated instructions. God's instructions for life, for living. Follow them. Things are going to go a lot better in your life. And it doesn't mean that everything's going to be hunky-dory. Oh, there's going to be rough moments and tough spots that you have to go through. But God is going to be there to bless you as long as you put your heart and your soul into following these ways. So, this history begins here, and it'll be spelled out. And that's what you're going to see throughout Joshua, Judges, and Samuel and the Kings. You're going to see time and time again. You obey God, things go well. You follow other gods and disobey God, not going well. Well, God's blessings be with you. I got to get around to feeding these guys before they keep squawking and squealing in my ear and I lose my hearing. What's that you say? Yeah. See, it's happening already. And besides, the rain is about to start coming down, so got to get them done. God's blessings be with you on this wonderful day.